Welcome to Tour Chron. If you're a traveler and love nature, then you are in the right place. Please subscribe to us and press the bell icon. Traveling, alas, can be an expensive proposition, however pleasant it might be. From hotel bookings to flight tickets and tickets for museums, everything burns holes in your pockets. Not to mention all the local food and drink that you'll undoubtedly want to try. So what do you do when you wish to travel, but you don't have lots and lots of money to spend? In this video, we will discuss some of the high-end tourist destinations in the world that you can visit on a budget. But wait, I want to hear from you. Have you ever visited a luxurious destination on a budget? Share your experience in the comments below. Additionally, I'd love to hear about your top tips for saving money while traveling to high-end destinations. Let's help each other make luxury travel accessible to everyone. These are our picks for the top 20 luxury places to visit on a budget. Budapest, one of Europe's cheaper capitals. With only one airport in the city, where several budget-friendly airlines fly in, you can easily get around on buses to and from the airport. As long as the city center is concerned, it's a compact 5 square kilometers, so you can easily walk from Buda Castle to the Hungarian parliament without spending any money. There's a variety of hostels that you can stay in central Budapest by paying as little as $8 per night. But another option could be to stay in one of the outer districts or student districts like Józsefváros or Ferencváros. Get a Budapest card for a few days, which includes a couple of free walking tours, free entry to several museums, discounts at public baths and restaurants, and unlimited transportation. Trams operate along the Danube for the Pest side, offering brilliant views of Castle Hill. Or you can take a cruise down to the river, not on luxury cruise ships, but via public transport boats, for the views of the city that it offers. Hike to Elizabeth Lookout Tower on Janos Hill and take the vistas of the city for free. Try the less touristy thermal baths like Dendar or Lucas, and sample local cuisine at Great Market Hall. Partying in the ruined bars in the picturesque Jewish Quarter is also a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Lisbon. If you're traveling to this European city on a budget, you need to have no worries. Laid-back Lisbon is a backpacker's haven, with a bunch of cheap lodgings, lots of street food, and sunny beaches close by. The city is full of charming, colorful neighborhoods, crisscrossed by meandering streets. You can spend days simply walking around the Bairro Alto and Chiado neighborhoods filled with cafes and clubs, churches, and local shops. If you want tourist spots where you can get in for free, there's the Lisbon Cathedral and the Museu Colcau Berardo. Admire the street art gallery on Calcara da Glória, where a variety of local artists have expressed themselves for people to admire. The Famusicaus, the popular form of Portuguese folk music, at the old tavern Casca do Chico, is well worth attending, and it's far less expensive than many other fado joints. Remember that Lisbon is built over 7 hills, so you might well get tired of walking around all the time. Not to worry, Lisbon has a good and affordable public transport system, ranging from buses to funiculars and trams. Also, you might take the Lisbon Cascais Railway to one of the nearby beaches, Praia São Pedro or Praia de Carcalveros. Relaxing all day on the beach while drinking cheap wine is a completely valid option in Lisbon. Prague. The Czech capital can quite comfortably accommodate budget travel. One great thing about Prague, like Prague Castle, St. Vitus Cathedral, and Charles Bridge, can be visited for free. Even if some areas do require an extra ticket, it's a normal sum, no more than $5. Visiting places like the Church of St. Nicholas or getting opera tickets at the National Theatre also isn't a sum that will break the bank. Staying in an Airbnb in Prague is quite a good deal. Rather than trying to stay in a hotel, the further you get from the old town area, the cheaper the rates are. Dorm beds are also an option as there are several hostels in the city. Getting around the city via public transport isn't a problem as there's a well-connected metro and tram system. You are not required to spend on taxis. Food and drinks are also quite budget-friendly in Prague, with the famous beer costing just $1. Eat gulas, similar to the Hungarian goulash, kloja, a mushroom and cream soup, and palacinki, a sort of crepe, to your heart's delight. Sightseeing needn't be expensive either, with plenty of free walking tours on offer. Indeed, the Czech architecture is so fascinating that you can walk down a street and be awed by the medieval buildings. Don't forget to take in the John Lennon Wall in Mala Strana with its colorful graffiti. Marrakech. Traveling further south, we come to Morocco's Marrakech. Marrakech and Morocco in general can be easy to visit from Europe and very budget-friendly as well. But even if you're flying in from elsewhere, the actual expenses in the city aren't too high. Marrakech might not be as popular as cities like Casablanca, but there's plenty to do there. From roaming around the main square, Gemma El Fina, packed with local food vendors and street performers, to visiting the Bahia Palace with its beautiful fountains and carved wooden lintels, there's plenty to see and do. You can explore the beautiful Ben Yusuf Madrasa with its colorful tiles and mosaics, and visit the marble Sadian tombs at very little cost. The historic walled city of Marrakech is a labyrinth of fascinating shops. Local handicrafts and street food add to the sights and smells of the place as you take it in. Do remember that haggling is a matter of course if you want to buy anything here. You can also try the public hammams at a very nominal rate if you bring your own supplies, but the hotel hammams can be much more expensive. For anyone wanting to take in nature, there are quite a few parks and a botanical garden that you can enter for free. The Arsat Moulay Adislam Cyber Park with free Wi-Fi, Jardin El Harti, and Manara Botanical Gardens. Panama City isn't the cheapest of the Central Asian cities to visit, but the value for money is definitely quite high compared to most European or American tourist spots. The first way to cut costs in Panama City is to not choose the peak season, December to April. Opt for the hotter, rainy season in May and June, and you'll find that the prices are much lower. And while there are plenty of high-end hotels in Panama City, there's also an array of hostels. If you go for a shared dorm instead of an individual one, it comes to a very neat little amount. You can choose to take the bus from Costa Rica if you're already in Central America rather than flying. Rent a bicycle or just walk around the cobbled streets of Casa Viejo, or get around by Central America's only metro system rather than using cabs. Eat plenty of street food and fruits, which come cheap. Fresh watermelon, pineapple, and passion fruit can be found everywhere, and they're simply delicious. Well worth skipping a meal in one of the city's gourmet restaurants. You can also stuff yourself with empanadas and arroz con pollo, chicken and rice, like the locals. 2 tips to not get overcharged: carry change to avoid ATM charges, and pick up a few Spanish phrases. You're less likely to get gringoed or spotted as a tourist that way if you speak only English. Istanbul. No one can quite decide whether Istanbul is culturally European or Asian. The city itself is a big mishmash. There are even 2 sides of the city, separated by the Bosphorus Strait, with the Asian side being more residential and the European side being more touristy. It's probably best to stay in the latter to avoid traversing the city every day, but you can stay on the Asian side, which is cheaper, and travel to the European side via a ferry. Sultanahmet is the old city with most of the star attractions, like the Blue Mosque and the Hagia Sophia, both free to visit. But this is also the more expensive side. A better idea would be to stay in Boyoglu, Galata, opposite Sultanahmet. It's got cheaper hotels, and you can get around via the buses. You can also roam around the Grand Bazaar and take in the sights, even if you choose not to buy anything. Unfortunately, most of the museums have extremely high ticket prices, especially the Topkapi Palace. That means they're not really an option for budget travel. However, if you want to visit the museums, Topkapi Palace, Istanbul Archaeological Museums, Museum of Turkish and Islamic Arts, etc., you can opt for the Istanbul Museum Pass. It's valid for only 120 hours and provides discounts at the museum shops as well. Other than that, you can walk around the old city and watch the street performers on Istiklal Kadesi Boulevard, or even take a sunset ferry ride to watch the city from the water. If you're eating at food carts, try to pick ones where the locals are eating and which have a higher number of customers, just to be safe. Bali. We're all used to thinking of Bali as a luxury destination with all sorts of 5-star resorts. However, it's more than possible to do Bali on a budget. Most people tend to stay in the more popular areas, like Seminyak Beach, but Canggu on the southern coast might be a better option. If you're interested in going bar hopping and visiting restaurants, it would be more sensible to stay in the popular spots. If you're looking for a remote and relaxing spot, Canggu might be more your style. Another tip to cut costs is to head to local spots, like warangs, which are small family-run restaurants or stalls for meals. They'll serve up a host of delicious fresh food like nasi goreng, a sort of fried rice, or mai goreng, fried noodles, satay or noodle soups of various kinds. Getting around Bali might present another challenge, because taxis can be pretty expensive and there's no public transport. However, if you're comfortable on a motorbike, you can rent one and drive yourself. Alternatively, you can opt for ride sharing with the apps Gojek and Grab. The former is cheaper, and you can catch a ride on the back of a moped. Helmets are generally provided for safety. You can also head towards the lesser-known spots. Whether it's the black sand beaches of Lovina or the old Hindu temples of Uluwatu, Bali is a great place to shop for local products, but you should be able to haggle, within reason, for a discount on the asked price. Buenos Aires. A hotspot of culture, as we all know, with a vibrant cafe culture to rival Europe's biggest capitals. The Argentinian city is a center of dance, music, and art. Whether you're looking for architecture or history or incredible food, Buenos Aires is the place to go. Having said that, is it cheap enough for budget travel? Yes, it is. The best thing about Buenos Aires is how many of its major landmarks have free admission, like the National History Museum, the Recoleta Cemetery, where people like Eva Perón are buried, and the rectangular clock tower of the Usina del Arte. Admission is free in these places, but you might need to book your trip beforehand, so a little forward planning is required. Buenos Aires has a bunch of Sunday markets where you can roam around and examine the objects on display. A less touristy and more local version of that is the Mataderos Fair, filled with good food, live music, and handicrafts. You can spend hours watching the tango dancers here who have a passion for their craft unlike any other. If you're visiting Recoleta Cemetery, you might as well take some time to look around the neighborhood, upscale and fashionable as it is. You might not buy anything at the boutique and shops that line the streets, but there's no harm in window shopping. Dubrovnik. This city is expensive. It's not typically one that you'd think about when considering budget travel. For all the Game of Thrones fans, Dubrovnik was the inspiration behind King's Landing. However, with some hacks, it's quite possible to travel to Dubrovnik for a pittance. The first thing would be to not visit during the peak of summer. Early spring or late fall onwards, apart from the winter festival in December, are better options. Don't look for a place to stay in the old town. That's the hub of all activity, and cheap accommodations are nearly impossible to come by, even in hostels. Staying in areas like La Pad or Grus immediately brings down the price, and they aren't that far from the old city. Alternatively, you could try out some of the coastal suburbs if you're contemplating a longer visit. No need to stay in the heart of the city, and the beaches are beautiful. Instead of shelling out 30 euros just to plod around the crowded city walls, you can visit the less popular churches and cathedrals in the old town for free. But if you really must visit the city walls, then opt for the Dubrovnik card, which also allows access to several museums, like MoMA or the Rector's Palace. Hike up Mount Serd for the spectacular views instead of taking the expensive cable car. You can easily use public transport like buses or public ferries to explore Dubrovnik and the islands around it. Kuala Lumpur. Did you know that Kuala Lumpur is one of the places where you can go clubbing for free? Yes, it's free to enter clubs like the Zeta Bar at the Hilton and the Sky Bar at Traders Hotel. There are even free drinks and free cocktails offered for ladies' night at many bars around the city during certain days of the week. Another budget-friendly thing you can do in the Malaysian city is to visit the Petronas Art Gallery, which also has no admission fee. Despite this, the gallery is well-maintained and elegant, and there's a rotating round of displays. The Twin Towers require a fee to go to the top, but you can choose to take it from the garden and park at the bottom for free. There are many forms of public transport to get around the city, from buses to the monorail. Additionally, if you want to eat like a local, and of course, you would when you're visiting Malaysia, you should head to some of the night markets. One of the biggest and best is the Kampung Baru night market in the city center. It offers a variety of local food at cheap prices. Cancun. Famed for its white sandy beaches and lively clubbing, can give the impression that it is a place where only rich people can relax and stir up the scene. Nonetheless, utilizing a little ready-made planning, it is perfectly attainable to experience luxury on a budget in this dreamland. The costs of housing do not have to be prohibitive. While most of the posh hotels are by the coast, Cancun has a variety of accommodations to fit any budget. The majority of them are embellished with beautiful decor and good features like swimming pools and spa facilities at hugely discounted prices compared to the larger resorts. Splurge yourself on high-end experiences without overpaying by investing in luxurious resort day passes. These deals frequently include a pass that gives you access to various features like infinity pools, private beaches, and gourmet dining. It's a beautiful way to sample the wealth of the place without having to pay for the entire stay. Concerning eating, try not to get hooked on the touristy areas, but look for nice hidden destinations with fancy restaurants at affordable prices. The vendor street side serves authentic Mexican foods with a variety of flavors, and you get to have local specialties on a budget. In addition, Cancun's wonder of nature can be explored magnificently at the minimum cost. Use the free beaches and nature reserves, which are everywhere around, to have free tanning, swimming among colorful coral reefs, or walk through a green jungle. Phuket. Famous for its astonishing beaches, colorful culture, and deluxe resorts, it's not as expensive as one may think. Nevertheless, it is possible to enjoy a luxury vacation in Phuket while on a budget, against all odds with proper planning. First off, types of accommodation in Phuket cover the wide price gap. Although there's a wide array of high-end resorts and villas with extravagant facilities available, there's also some boutique hotels and guest houses that offer true luxury at affordable prices. Seek out discounts and promotions, particularly in the low seasons, that greatly minimize the cost while still affording you top quality facilities and service. Whereas learning about Phuket's food scene does not have to ruin the budget. There exist not only high-class cafes, but also tons of cheap versions of local restaurants and street food stalls offering you great Thai food. By doing so, you can still treat yourself with extravagant flavors, yet would not have to spend too much to do so. Enjoy spa experiences at a budget price for those who are looking to pamper and relax. There are lots of spas and wellness centers offering customers conventional Thai massage, aromatherapy, and herbal scrubs at affordable prices. By going for shorter treatment periods or package deals, you can still get the luxurious relaxation experience, and you can also make the most of your budget. Santorini. Notably known for its breathtaking sunsets, perfect white houses, and crystal clear waters, has a reputation that attracts only those who can afford to travel. Nonetheless, the availability of the luxury holiday can still be reached with proper strategic planning on a beautiful island. In Santorini, there are options to stay in 5-star hotels overlooking the cliffs, which keeps the traditional style of the place. However, even without the luxury of high-end resorts, budget accommodation can still be a wonderful experience that does not take away the comforts and the fashionability of the accommodations. In contrast, notice that the rooms in smaller towns may be affordable, but give you the benefit of being close to the island's must-see places, such as Fiero Stefani. Making a Santorini special cuisine at your home is definitely not too costly. It happens that those waterfront restaurants with magnificent views force the local tavernas and the pubs where genuine Greek food snacks are served to search for new customers. Taste fresh seafood, grilled meat, and traditional meats without sacrificing quality and ambiance. For a rich experience that is void of heavy costs, Santorini's wineries are a welcome destination to go. A few wineries additionally provide tasting and tours of their vineyards where you can sample the finest wines while you're appreciating the gorgeous scenery. Some vineyards now may give you a free tasting or a wine voucher for purchase, and this is just one of the many ways to make wine tourism an affordable luxury for budget-conscious travelers. Cartagena. With its colonial elegance, vivacious cultural scene, and Caribbean twist, is seen as an exclusive destination for travelers from all over the world. Nevertheless, you can still feel the city's opulence while traveling on a budget with a little careful planning. Accommodation in Cartagena takes from luxurious boutique hotels in the picturesque Old Town to low-cost hostels in the bustling Getsemani area. While the higher-end properties offer the ultimate extravagance, budget travelers can go for the guest houses that have chic decor and personalized services as well. Search for lodging around major tourist areas or lodge in smaller boutique hotels for lower-priced accommodations. It doesn't have to be a strenuous blow to your wallet to explore the delights of Cartagena's cuisine. Different from the swanky restaurants, which are full of fusion cuisine and international flavors, the street food vendors as well as the local eateries are the ones who offer the real Colombian dishes, but at an affordable price. Sample traditional empanadas from the market stalls or tiny eateries to get the feel of local flavors at a reasonable price. If it's luxury you're looking for with a low price tag, discover Cartagena's historical sites and cultural sites. Walk through the cobblestone streets of the Old Town, admiring magnificent colored colonial buildings and decorated churches. Some museums and historic sites provide lower admission fees or no cost on specific days. Thus, on a budget, travelers can enjoy for free the site's rich heritage. Having a relaxing time at Cartagena's fabulous beaches is also quite enjoyable, and you don't even have to get broke. Chill on the pure white sands of Playa Blanca or take a boat ride to the nearby Rosario Islands for a day of sun, swimming, and snorkeling without middle-class hotels. Cape Town. Known for its beautiful scenery, abundant cultural heritage, as well as exciting culinary life, invites a lot of luxury experience at low cost. In Cape Town, accommodation options are affordable to different price categories. Apart from the expensive hotels of the city, budget-savvy travelers can find affordable and chic lodging in cozy guest houses, bed and breakfasts, or even self-catering apartments. The trendy alternatives such as Observatory offer great accommodation for comfy and at the same time convenient without a steep charge. Treating yourself to the exquisite delicacies of Cape Town can be done reasonably too. Whilst premium restaurants in the near center that offer gourmet cuisine and magnificent views dominate the upscale dining scene, visitors can still save costs by visiting local markets like the iconic V&A food market, where a variety of tasty dishes are served at affordable prices. While some may think of fresh seafood, those who prefer traditional Cape Malay curries will not be disappointed either. If you're looking for luxurious experiences but don't want to spend a lot of money, then Cape Town, with its abundant free and low-cost all-natural splendor, has plenty to offer. No need to pay for a ticket to one of the 7 wonders of the world, as there is the iconic Table Mountain with incredible views of the city for the sun, fun, and relaxation without spending any money. Cultural exploration of Cape Town may not necessarily be a costly affair. A great number of museums and galleries provide free or discounted rates on specific days. Hence, visitors have an opportunity to enjoy the city's historical and arty heritage without having to dig too deep into their pockets. Madeira. Famous for its natural beauty, attractive beaches, and rich culture, provides a selection of luxury deals without exceeding the budget. The island provides accommodation for all budget categories, from luxurious resorts and boutique hotels to budget hostels and bed and breakfasts. Travelers seeking luxury on a budget can find themselves in beautiful little guest houses and apartments in the historical part of Funchal, the island's capital, or in picturesque coastal towns such as Calheta. They often offer personalized care, the latest amenities, and great views, but at a lesser price. Enjoying dining in the city of Madeira doesn't have to be an expensive endeavor. While gourmet cuisine and ocean views are offered by fine dining restaurants, local eateries and street food vendors serve up authentic Madeiran specialties at affordable prices. Be sure to try a few classic dishes such as sweet potato bread and scabbard fish with banana to get a real sense of the island without breaking the bank. For those looking for luxury travel but not paying high prices, the natural beauty of Madeira makes it easy for you to explore. Hike on Levada trails that maze through the island's green landscapes, explore volcanic caves, or just unwind on the many picturesque beaches. Many of these activities, either free or with an entrance fee only for entry, allow the visitors to enjoy the extraordinary beauty of Madeira without spending a lot of money. Taking in Madeira's cultural attractions on a budget is a possibility too. Discover the history of Funchal Cathedral and Santiago Fort, as well as contemporary Madeiran art and culture at local museums and galleries. Certain areas offer reduced or free admission on specific days, so you can participate in the culture of Madeira without exceeding your budget. Jaipur, a pink city with a long-standing reputation for beautiful palaces, mighty forts, and colorful culture, is a place to be. Although the city is usually known for its luxury, you can see its grandness on a small budget too. The accommodation scenario in Jaipur caters to different budgets, with expensive heritage hotels and boutique properties intermingled with budget guest houses and hostels. Fancy luxury travelers are able to find valuable hotels in the middle of the city, like the City Palace. They usually have a traditional Rajasthani decor with a friendly attitude and a set of modern facilities without the hefty price tag. Jaipur food tour can be both tasty and affordable at the same time. While there are upscale restaurants with Rajasthani gourmet cuisine and grand dining, you will find street food vendors and local eateries offering authentic Rajasthani delicacies such as Yaz Katori at affordable prices. Visiting Johari Bazaar and Bapu Bazaar, The bustling markets of Jaipur gives visitors a chance to not only try out local delicacies, but also enjoy them without spending a fortune. Visitors who seek unique and cheap cultural experiences can find a multitude of places to explore in Jaipur. Go and experience legendary places like the Amber Fort, Jaigarh Fort, and the Hargar Fort, where the nominal entrance fees will help you to enter those marvelous buildings, panoramic views, and interesting history. The Old City bestows you with colorful textiles, intricate handicrafts, and precious gemstones, which you can haggle as you venture to charming markets. Split. A town with a spectacular coastline, ruins of ancient times, and a unique culture can be enjoyed on a budget by several strategic planning. Split has an array of lodging choices that run from deluxe waterfront establishments and boutique hotels to affordable inns and youth hostels. Budget-conscious travelers who want both luxury and exclusivity on the same trip can stay in elegant central hotels or picturesque parts of Old Town like Veli Varos. These alternatives usually provide contemporary offers, personalized services, and proximity to major attractions like Diocletian's Palace, but at a lower price. Apart from shopping, the exquisite meals at Split's restaurants can be enjoyed without breaking the bank. While some places propose fine dining, going into Croatian delicacies, and even seafront restaurants, tiny eateries offer Dalmatian food such as seafood risotto at low prices. Tasting the Split food specialties from Pazar fish market stands would give you a chance to explore the spices of Split for less. Split is rich in luxury without the high cost, and its natural beauty makes exploration easy for those who are seeking this type of experience. Spend your time on a leisurely walk on the Riviera Promenade. Hanoi. The vibrant culture, teeming streets, and savory food is the right place for any budget traveler as long as you can plan it well. The choices for accommodation in Hanoi range from the luxury of starred hotels and boutique shops to budget backpacker hostels and guest houses. Travelers looking for affordable luxury can find good options with good ambiance in the middle of the growing neighborhoods of Tejo. These alternatives usually provide eclectic designs, contemporary amenities, and VIP treatment at budget-friendly prices. You can get all of the flavors Hanoi has to offer without spending a lot of money. Of course, high-end restaurants serve gourmet Vietnamese food with rooftop dining experiences. But banh mi pho, which are sold in street food stalls and local eateries, is cheaper. Visiting some of the crowded marketplaces like Hang Bay and indulging in these delicacies makes it possible to tour Hanoi and get a taste of their flavor without breaking the bank. Cultural Hanoi provides various low-cost options for those who are still looking for upscale experiences to enjoy. Attempt to visit even the most famous landmarks, such as the Temple of Literature, Hon Kiam Lake, and Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, with cheap entrance tickets that will provide many years of history and culture. Hanoi's diverse street scene is not that expensive either. Spend a languid walk around the Old Quarter, which is abounded with shops filled with traditional goods, busy markets, and stalls selling souvenir items to street food delights. Sofia. The capital of Bulgaria may not be the first city that comes to mind when thinking about luxury. Yet it manages to impress with an equally stunning collection of upscale experiences that are easy on a wallet. Sofia offers lodging alternatives for a wide range of budgets, including 5-star hotels, boutique hotels, inexpensive guest houses, and hostels. For travelers who are looking for bargain luxury, there are many stylish apartments in the central part of the trendy city areas. These alternatives quite frequently contain the most modern facilities, outstanding decor, and attentive service, but at an affordable price. Visiting Sofia's culinary scene could be a lower budget as well. As gourmet Bulgarian cuisine and international dishes become available in upscale restaurants, local eateries, and taverns continue to serve traditional foods like banitsa, kebabchi, and shopska salad at affordable prices. If one is into trying out fresh produce and local delicacies, there are the Halit markets which entice visitors without having to spend too much. For those on a budget who don't want to miss out on a glamorous vacation, Sofia's cultural attractions offer many ways to stay entertained. Go to major sites such as Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, St. George Rotunda, and Bojana Church, where you can get affordable ticket prices and see centuries-old masterpieces of history and art. Spending time in Sofia's parks can be fun without spending large amounts of money. Enjoy a free leisure walk in Borisova Grandina Park. And there you have it! Drop your thoughts in the comments. Ever been to any of these budget-friendly spots? If you enjoyed this video, show us some love by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel for more awesome content in the future. See you in the next video!